Good morning. Welcome to Garden Cafe. I'm Maureen, and this is my Central Texas Zone 8B 9A garden. Today I'm going to start with what I think is a fall planting for spring bloom fail with the Ranunculus. And then we're going to go on to doing some more propagating around my yard, specifically for the lantanas, the white, the purple, the confetti, the ones that don't seem to come back after winter. I really want them next year. My goal is to be in a position to do most of my planting without it costing me any money, or at least as little money as possible. Okay, so I'm starting with the ranunculus. I planted these. They've been in the house for the last 2.5 weeks, and I'm obviously not expecting big plants, but my sister did it at her house in Houston, and she saw some growth. I mean, there was some coming through the soil. So clearly, I'm not calling it a fail yet. And let me bring you closer. You can see here the Ranunculus tomer pink white. It has one teeny weeny little green sprout coming up. And other than that, absolutely nothing. So I was going to consider this a fail, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of dig this up, furrow it up, and see where are the corms, the ranunculus corms in the process. Are they growing roots? Is there something happening under there? Regardless, I'm going to start a whole new batch using different soil, and I think I might have watered these too much. I think they sat in water too long, so I'm actually sort of expecting that there's going to be several rotted corms. Let's find out. I'm going to try to stay in line so that we can, so I can keep track of which corms belong to what colors. So let's just start down here. I don't want to mess up the roots or anything, but at the same time, need to see what's going on under here. Well, that's nothing. Nothing. Well, now I know I had corms in here, in this corner. So, God, could they have completely rotted away? I don't know. Oh, this is one. Actually, let me get some water so we can get a better look at these. All right. Now, where did he go? Here. Let's get him wet, get the soil removed so we can get a better look. And nothing. Literally. Is that a tiny root? Well, it might be growing some roots, but really no movement on that one. Let's put him back. Let's look at a few more. Another one. And I doubt that this is the recommended way to do this. I have zero patience. Yeah, and that one is just rotted. Yeah, that one's just flat rotted. Okay, so here's the deal. I don't know. I mean, I guess I could dig more, but the bottom line is I'm probably going to give it a little bit longer and see what will happen. Let me check one more. But I think I'm close to calling this experiment a fail, and I'm going to try it again. Yeah, see a lot of rotted parts of it. There's stuff going on in here, and there are a few roots. I don't know. I think, yeah, I'm going to put this inside just because I'm not going to give it any effort, but I'm going to put it inside. Just let it go. See what happens. Like I said, we do have one sole little growing thing here. So give it a chance. But I'm going to start a whole new tray of ranunculus using different soil. I'm not going to water as much, and let's see if it makes a difference. So let's get some more ranunculus corms started. Now, I'm going to fast forward through most of this process, but for those who didn't get a chance to see my last video, which was a fail, so I don't know if I recommend that video, what I do is, or what I've seen online to do is, you soak these ranunculus corms in water, change out the water every 30 minutes. Now, last time I did it for 3 hours, but now that I've watched some more videos and read some more, they actually recommend it maybe a little bit more. I'm not sure. Okay, so again, second experiment. First one is not a fail yet, but I think we're aiming in that direction. So, second attempt. This is a Ranunculus Tomer Red, and I'll put a photo up of that. And again, 1, 2, I'm only going to put in about 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, just in case this experiment fails. I will have enough to try to figure out something different. All right, and I said that's red. Something different, and go for a third attempt. Hopefully that won't be necessary. Hopefully this will work, and I'll do this the third time in the same way. Ranunculus Tomer Purple. 2, 3, 4, 5. And these things are kind of freaky looking. I mean, they're very dry. It's hard to imagine that there's any life in this at all, but the water plumps it up, and I'll show you the difference when that's done. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this was the Tomer Purple. I think I'm going to put in one more because one of these little quorm thingies looked just so desiccated and dry. So just in case, I'm going to put one that's a little bit thicker in there. Okay, that's the purple, Tomer Purple. And then this is the Aviv Piketty Cafe, and it is orange, yellow, and burgundy. And the photos are so pretty, and I'll put up the photo that I got online, which was one of the reasons why I decided to get these. Well, that one looks kind of desiccated, but let me see if I can find another one that looks like it might be a little bit happier. It's hard to tell. They all look so dried out. Well, I don't know if that's much better, but we'll find out. Okay, so that is the Aviv Cafe. All right. And then last but not least is the Ranunculus Tomer Piketty Pink and White. And I'll, again, show the photo. All right, so I'm going to fast forward 1, 2, 3. Well, 4. That one kind of messed up. 5 and 6. Okay, so that's it. 30 minutes from now, change out the water. Everything's going to be fast forwarded from here on, folks, till I get to the soil part. So this is on its last soaking period. So still has another 30 minutes. And this time I let it go for 4 hours. Let me just move this off, and I'm going to start getting the soil ready. I'm going to use one of the same trays I did before. But I am going to use a different soil. So I got some actual organic soil. The one that I got from our local store had a whole lot of wood. To be honest with you, it was almost closer to a mulch than it was to soil. This has got some sticks, but nothing in comparison to the other one. I don't know if that was the problem. I don't know. This is all an experiment. See what works and what doesn't. Don't think the other one worked very well. But again, that one went back into the house, and not giving up on it. I'm just not very hopeful I'm going to get much out of it. See if there's any difference in this one. All right, so when the 30 minutes is up, we will put these in here in rows, 4 rows, and then cover it with a little bit of soil. This soil is also damp. I usually like to work with dry soil and then water it afterwards. It just seems to be much easier to handle it rather than this. But I have a feeling, well, that's one of the differences, things that are different that I'm doing this time, is starting out with moist soil. Fingers crossed. Let's go ahead and put these in the soil just to show you the difference. It's getting a little dark out here. The sun is starting to go down. Show you the difference compared to what it looked like before. It's definitely absorbed a lot of water. So I'm going to do again 4 rows, purple, and hopefully this works. Okay, so this is experiment 2 with Ranunculus. This will go inside 72 degrees, low light. Apparently, I mean, that's what I did with the last one, so I don't know if this is a good plan. If not, if this doesn't work, my third try will be doing it outside. So, I don't know. We will see. I would just like one success with these guys because they are, oh, I just pulled him out because they are so pretty. I'm just taking out some of the sticks. The soil is much better on that, but still, we do have some, but much better soil. I'm going to take some Lantana cuttings. As I said, the white I love. It's pretty, but it dies and it doesn't seem to come back the next year. So I'm going to take a few cuttings of this, do some propagating off of this. And down here is purple Lantana, which I love. Did not like this area at all, but I do love it. So I'm going to propagate this one, and it's going to go somewhere else in my yard next year. And I'll show you where I'm thinking. So I've just taken a few cuttings here. So this is the purple and white that I love. This is the confetti, which I just love this so much. And I'll tell you, let me show you the whole plant. It grew huge. This area, Lantana loved it. This, non-native, not the red and orange, but it seemed to love it. It's on the west side of the house and gets absolutely 100% full sun from about 1 p.m. when it comes over finally gets over the house to about 5 p.m. when the house next to us is shading it. So this is a good area, which I'll probably plant if the propagation works. The white and purple may also end up going over here. But let me get some cuttings. All right, so now we have our cuttings. Let's head to the garage and plant these up. We have the cuttings we need, and I'm just going to do the 12 cell trays for them. I'll get another one over here. But let's prep these. I'm going to try to make sure I keep them separated according to color. That's the purple. Confetti. Wow, I got a lot more confetti than I thought. White. That one's white, purple, and white. Okay, so 12. Let's see if we can get 12 out of these, and I'll go out and cut more if I need to. Again, you need to just have leaf nodes, and that is where the leaves were. This is where the new roots will grow out, and then you want just 1 or 2 leaves above it. And you don't want these seed pods. This is what happens after it's done flowering, and that obviously will take a lot of energy. That's a small cutting, but we'll do that one. Do the next one a little bit more. Let's see what we've got here. out, out, and here. And again, take off the little seed pods. And you don't need all of these leaves. See, it's got little leaves in here. So all you need is enough for the plant to absorb energy to send it into creating roots. So I'm even going to cut some of this leaf off because I don't want the energy to go towards any of the growth up there. So that's two, actually one. I'm not happy with that first one. Okay, this one. Let's do you. Obviously cut off the flower. That takes the most energy, and the little seed pods that created. All right, and that's a big leaf, so I'll cut that one. I'll cut this one too. That's enough. So that's 3. And that one had 2 leaf nodes, so that's good. And this branch is split. Oh, there's 1 leaf node. I don't know about this one. That's a long distance. I think I cut too far high up on the plant. I'll try it. See what happens. Your 7-minute timer on Echo is ready. Oh, Alexa, stop. Okay, and then this one. Don't need that. There's no leaf nodes. There's 1 leaf node. Then cut the flowers off. And this has 2 little leaves on the top, so there we go. Another one. And I am going to fast forward through prepping the rest of these. Need more of the cuttings. I'm really unhappy with the quality of the cuttings. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of the purple. The white is okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, but I only really got 4 that I'm semi-happy with. The confetti, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I need a few more cuttings from the confetti. I'm going to look for better options for the purple, and I'm going to need a few more of the white. Well, actually, I've got 1 more branch here, but I'm going to go make a few more cuttings, and I'll be right back. I got a few more cuttings. The purple one is the one I'm most disappointed in. It's hard. Really did not do very well there, but what I'm looking for, and let me see if I can find a good example, is a little more green in the stem. It seems to me that when I propagate, the fresher the stem is, the easier the roots grow. But again, we'll see. I'm going to go ahead and fill up the cells with soil. Now, I have never tried propagating Lantana before. It was just, I just assumed when I started gardening that was one of those plants that always came back. But as I said, other than the orange and the red, natives are the only ones that came back for me. And those, you just can't kill them. You can cut them back at the end of the year, and they will just come roaring back the next year. But one of the things I wanted to tell you, I've mentioned resources online, and I have to give an absolute shout out. And I'm sure she'd probably laugh if she saw half of what I was doing and tell me I'm doing it wrong. But one of the channels I absolutely subscribe to and follow is She's a Mad Gardener. She lives a few hours north of me, and so obviously the temperatures are slightly less, and she definitely gets more rain. But overall, I get more ideas from her videos than anything else. And the other day, she propagated her Lantana. So I went, okay. Love that purple, love the white, love the confetti. End up buying more every single year. So I'll see if we can do it this way instead, and see if I can get a few plants out of all of this. All right, almost done here. I'm going to pack it down just a little bit more. Some of these cells are lower than others. Hold on. A little bit more. All right. I think we're good. But if you are interested in gardening, I really strongly recommend, because I do follow other channels. Dig, Water, Repeat, HortTube. I follow, or subscribe to several different channels, and I learn a little from every single one of them. Of course, you have to factor in your gardening zone and everything else. All right, hang on, I'm almost ready here. Okay, you have to factor in other things, but you'll get some fabulous ideas. There's some very seasoned gardeners out there who can really give you a start on learning new things and being a little bit more successful had you not actually watch those videos. All right, so this first one I'm putting in is confetti, and God, I have to mark these. And I'm just doing a touch of the rooting hormone. And again, I know, I said it in many videos, you're not supposed to dip it directly into the container. I'm aware. The next container I get, I'm dipping this in there. The next container I get, I will do it properly. This one is just almost out, so I am not going to get really fussed about it. Okay, let me put a little more dirt in there. You want to at least, minimum, at least from what I understand, get one of the nodes down in there. But I'm trying to get two nodes. And then again, the leaf nodes are where the roots grow out. And that's where the leaves were. So these is 2 nodes. So I want to get those 2 nodes into the soil. One of these days, I'm going to research exactly what does all that rooting hormone do for the plant, but it's supposed to help those roots grow, so yay. I don't know if I'm going to get 2 down on this one. Oh, yes, I did. Fabulous. I'm going to turn this one a little. Okay. Actually, well, there's only 1 leaf node there. I don't know how well that's going to work, but let's give it a try. And these grow trays I just bought from Amazon. This is really short, but it does have 2 leaf nodes. I get these trays from Amazon, and you plant the plants, obviously, in the cells. You put water in the reservoir so that the water is soaked up from underneath. And then For some plants, you put a dome over it to create like a greenhouse. With these, I don't think that's going to be necessary. I'm actually going to be putting them outside in my teeny little greenhouse. Temperatures aren't fabulous. I mean, I'm sweating right now, but they are coming consistently out of the 90s, which I can't tell you how thankful I am. It's absolutely wonderful. So, see that one in here. Oop. All right, and I'm going to put this on fast forward for the rest of these. We actually have cloud cover here, and 1 or 2 drops hit the cement, which is so welcome, but we always hope for a whole lot more. Supposedly we're going to be getting some rain tomorrow, which we always kind of chuckle because they always say tomorrow, and then they say tomorrow, and then they say tomorrow, so they keep putting it off. I'm just going to put a label in each of these, and again, I told you I'm not using the humidity domes on these. I don't need them to be in, right, which one's white? I don't need them to be in that environment, and these are going to go out, as I said, in my little greenhouse. So what you do is you fill up the reservoirs. You don't fill them up. I do about a third, depending on what I'm planting, a third to maybe a half, and then you drop these in, and it soaks the water up from underneath. No big serious measurement here. Literally, as I said, third to a half. I've been using my greenhouse to store most of my products for the yard and the tools and the gloves, which clearly I don't use enough, because I couldn't really grow plants. It's so hot here. The last thing you want to do is put something in the greenhouse. You could probably cook a roast beef dinner inside that thing during the summer. But since it has come out of the 90s, it seems to be consistently out of the 90s. And at night, we're actually getting into the low 60s. I'm going to go ahead and put these in the greenhouse along with the tray of Ranunculus, my second experimental attempt. I decided not to put it in the yard, in the house. I decided to put it in the greenhouse, and I'll show you where. So this is my fabulous greenhouse. My son bought it for me this spring to protect some of the plants that I planted too early from getting too chilled. Now, of course, that only lasted 3 or 4 weeks, and then, of course, the problem ended up being too much heat, not too much cool. So I put it over here and ended up using it for my tools. Oop, well, that didn't work. For my tools and the biotome, shovels, clippers, and everything else. So, but since it has cooled some, I am using it for the first time, literally, the last night, or was the first time when I did the Ranunculus. This does not want to stay. Yeah, let's do that, see if that works. Okay, that'll hold. I'll be dropping it back down again. We're leaving tomorrow for the weekend, and as I said, it's supposed to rain. We'll see when that happens. And I'm going to clear off these shelves because I think going forward, I'll probably be growing a lot of my seedlings out here. I'll give you a close-up view. It's wonderful shelves. They're very strong. I love it. And nothing, no water's going to sit on top of it. It just drains through. I just need to reorganize and put some of these chemicals and stuff up on top so that I have these shelves available for the seedlings. But lots of fun. So that's it for today. If you liked my video, please hit subscribe or like below, and please leave comments. I would absolutely love to hear from you.